Download the app or go to thumbtack.com today.
Boys wanna line you up and take you downtown, but you look like the kind that likes to...
More positive economic news for the Trump administration ahead of the midterms. For the first time ever, there are more job openings in the U.S. than there are people who are unemployed. Trump's campaign manager is touting the president's accomplishments as a springboard to the upcoming elections.
The data's never looked better for the president. I don't say that. Articles are written that I say that just to make him happy. It's just not true. I mean, we've run the largest data operation survey work in the country, and we see that America is starting to see that their personal economies are getting better, national security is getting better, the things that are around there are happening. And I think they're starting to see these accomplishments. As much as the media doesn't want, outside of a couple stations and a couple people, how much they don't want to talk about the accomplishments, they're starting to get through it.
On the other side of the political aisle, outgoing Starbucks executive chairman Howard Schultz is calling out Democrats for going too far left.
I asked myself, how are we going to pay for all these things in terms of things like single payer or people espousing the fact that the government is going to give everyone a job? I don't think that's realistic. And I think we've got to get away from all of these falsehoods and start talking about the truth and not false promises.
Right.
So it's always better, Jesse, to run on accomplishments than aspirations, because then you say, like, well, look, the proof's in the pudding. We have it right here. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, the Trump administration is going to run strong on the economy in 2020, and he's got the winds at his back. The New York Times had a headline the other day. It says, "We ran out of words to describe how good the job numbers are." That is from the New York Times.
Is that not fake news?
That's when it's not fake news. Okay. Now, when it's not good, that's when it's fake news. That's how that game works, Dana.
Got it.
And and I think the president feels very confident about it. So there's a lot of distractions out there with the kneeling or, with the Twitter stuff. But when you look at your personal economy, and that's what Brad's done, because he has the line on all these Americans through all these sophisticated data instruments that they have still left over from the election. Wages are going up, and they're going up for the first time since 2000, and they're going up for all Americans, because when you have such a tight job market like that, competition for jobs increases, and then you have to pay people more because there's more competition for better workers, and I think that's just going to keep going.
Well, and it's a little bit slow. I think that, companies ought to be doing more, I think.
Yeah, because I don't think the numbers
like this company.
Yeah.
But I don't think the wages are going up.
The wages are not going up?
No.
That's fake news.
No, the wages are not going up in the way that people think they should be. And guess what? Labor participation. Labor participation. Now, remember, you guys used to go on and on about, Obama, the unemployment numbers are good, but look at labor participation. Well, look at labor participation now, you folks. It's terrible.
Right. Wait. Labor participation
It means that the number
terrible?
It's basically, if Bob Beckel were here, because we've been having this debate for years, he would say that's because there are so many people retiring, and it's not Obama's fault.
So it's like a third now. It's like 90 million Americans who are not.
That's the thing that you're going to take out of this economy?
The big one for me
Give him credit, Juan. It's a good economy.
I give Obama credit. I give Trump credit for continuing Obama's policies.
Yeah, there it is.
But I would say that if you're talking about real change for someone at home, I think that's what Howard Schultz was talking about, making a difference in people's lives, then you're talking about, are you getting more pay? Answer,
well,
no.
Or is your pay getting eaten up by other things? Kimberly, like in California, one of the big primary issues yesterday was that there was a proposal on the table for an additional gas tax in California, and that went over like a lead balloon there. That actually, that state senator got recalled because people are looking at the economy and saying, no, we are not going to be doing that.
Yeah, California is doing amazing. I mean, you want the rest of the country to be like that one? I don't think so. So now it's like you can take like one shower a week, get taxed on your pool, you'll get taxed right out of your house into an apartment, like a one-bedroom. Yeah, you can't drive your car, so then you can't get to work. So, I mean, it's so badly mismanaged in terms of the ideas, people waking up to it. But guess what? Like, when you have something like this, an economy that's booming, and you have people that are saying, well, these are jobs that we can actually sustain our families with, that we can actually put kids in school and lunches together and be able to put dinner on the table and gas in the car. That's what Americans can feel and relate to. And that's why the president is in such a good position. It's very favorable right now in terms of looking forward and the economic predictors and indicators for midterms and for re-election, whether Democrats like it or not. Look, Bill Clinton had some good economic numbers as well, and it was able to...
And he got right through impeachment.
Pull him right over the top.
What do you say?
Certainly not forecasting anything. But what do you think about what Howard Schultz is saying? That, is this a Democrat who, you know, he says he's not thinking about 2020, or maybe he will when he won't. I think he's definitely running. And is this something that the Democrats need, someone to pour cold water on their ideas?
Yeah, because right now, I mean, to Kimberly's point, I mean, America is this great, beautifully restored house on the hill, except there's one room that is rotten.
Right.
And it's California. And why is it rotten? It's a combination of spending and identity politics and a fear of dealing with the problems that they have that Schultz is talking about. As a California boy, and you're a California girl, you keep wondering, what is it going to take? The rich, here's why nothing's happening in California. The rich liberals are safe. They got their real estate, and it's behind a gate. Meanwhile, it's a real-life dystopia everywhere else. It really is like the set of Mad Max. You have tents all over the street. You have defecating hordes. You have disease spreading. I'm not going to get into that again.
Please.
You have garbage trucks accidentally almost throwing people away. I mean, this is like it's like Soylent Green going on there. And so what you're talking about, here's a country that's here's a state run by liberals. It's the worst kind of economic inequality. And all you got to do is look at that. And I think that's what Schultz is probably getting at, is like, you can see the end result right there. It's a problem. This is a big deal. And it ain't going to be solved with progressive politics. It's because progressive politics
He's trying to be the Donald Trump of the left and provide a different sort of democratic populist movement.
And he's seen that in Seattle, too.
Yeah. Any businessman knows this is going to destroy.
Yeah, that's why California, I think, would be the third biggest economy in the world.
Imagine if it was managed well.
But here's the threat. Here's the threat.
Everything I said.
Here's the threat to what you're talking about, which is the trade wars. And that's what even Republicans have trouble with Trump on this trade issue.
I agree.
And that's a big threat to all your discussion.
No, California is about economic inequality among the very rich and everybody else.
Yeah. Right, and China just responded to those tariffs, and they said, we're going to buy $70 billion of
made an
US
offer.
goods.
We'll see what goes. But, you know, Canada?
We'll see.
Canada's not
like
so happy. No, we'll see, right? But
Our new show, we'll see what happens.
By the way, you know, there's more jobs available than available workers. They need it. They need the work websites have to act like dating websites now, or dating apps.
Yeah.
Like
Tinder
for
toilets. Or you're going to have to look at immigration. Not to bring that up. All right. Hey. 3 former top Obama officials facing new scrutiny for their conduct in the Clinton email investigation. We have details next.
You might take something for your heart or joints, but do you take something for your brain? With an ingredient originally found in jellyfish, Prevagen is the #1 selling brain health supplement in drugstores nationwide. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Her salon was booked for weeks until her laptop crashed this morning. Having IT problems? Ask a business advisor how to get on-demand tech support for as little as $15 a month. This week, get Boise Case paper for only $29.99 at Office Depot, Office Max.
Do not mistake serenity for weakness. Do not misjudge quiet tranquility for the power of 335 turbocharged horses. The Lincoln MKX, more horsepower than the Lexus RX 350, and a quiet interior from which to admire them.
For a limited time, get 0% APR on the Lincoln MKX. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash.
We had long deployments in Iraq. Really grateful that USA was able to take care of my family while I was overseas serving.
It was my very first car accident. We were hit from behind. I called USAA, and the first thing they asked was, "Are you okay?" They always thank you for your service, which is nice because as a spouse, you serve too.
We're the Hells, and we're USAA members for life.
See how much you could save with USAA by bundling your auto and home insurance. Get a quote today.
I'll shoot you an estimate as soon as I get back to the office.
Hey, I can help you do that right now. Hi, Thrive.
Thrive?
Yep, I'm the all-in-one management software built for small business. Hi, Thrive.
Help me with scheduling?
Sure thing. Up top. Hi, Thrive.
Payments?
Hi, Thrive.
Promotions?
Hi, Thrive.
Email marketing?
Almost there. Hold on. Wait for it. Hi, Thrive.
Manage my customer list?
Can do, will do. Hi, Thrive.
Post on social media?
Hashtag Hi, Thrive, my friend. Get started for free at thrive.com.
It's time to celebrate the guy who taught you everything. Stock up on Father's Day gifts at Men's Warehouse. Designer suits are $2.99. Plus, it's buy one, get one free on select items. Dad's gonna like the way he looks.
Only Invisalign clear aligners are made with Smart Track material to precisely move your teeth to your best smile.
Say no to this because of my bladder? Not today. Thanks to Tenna Intimates. With ProSkin technology designed to absorb so fast, it helps to protect and maintain your skin's natural balance. So you can feel fresh and free to get as close as you want. All day and now all night. For a free sample, visit tenna.us.
How can we say when you book direct at choicehotels.com, you always get the lowest price in our rooms, guaranteed?
Let's get someone to say it with a really low voice. Carl?
Lowest price guaranteed.
What about the world's lowest limbo stick?
How low can you go?
Nice one, Carl.
Hey, I've got an idea. Just say bada book, bada boom.
Bada book, bada boom.
Nice.
Always the lowest price, guaranteed. Book now at choicehotels.com.
You are amazing.
Me?
Yes, you. You're a just the right spot scratcher, a leash unleasher, a thunder therapist. And from day one, you've been your dog's hero. That's why you choose Rachel Ray Nutrish, offering recipes with real meat as the #1 ingredient and options with 0 grains or fillers. That's amazing. Nutrish. Real recipes, real ingredients, real good.
It's going down, yelling timber. You better move, you better dance.
Big new developments involving 3 former top Obama officials. According to a report, the Justice Department's Inspector General is concluding former FBI Director James Comey defied his authority at times. The IG also reportedly set to criticize former Attorney General Loretta Lynch over her handling of the Clinton email investigation, including her tarmac meeting with Bill Clinton. Meanwhile, fired FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is asking for immunity in exchange for his congressional testimony about the Clinton email probe. Can you believe that? So, Jesse, you know, as a former prosecutor, I'm thinking to myself, he's looking for immunity because...
He's got something.
Yeah, this is the problem. So why not take it forward, have him prosecuted for it instead of...
well, right. A lot of people are saying, why not just give it to him and, you know, make him maybe flip on Comey? What does he know? Does he know anything about Loretta, about Slippery James? I mean, Dana's been saying all week this is bigger than Watergate, and I completely agree.
Yes. She said it a lot.
But when we're talking, McCabe's one thing, and we'll find out what he knows, and maybe we can do that through the threat of prosecution or not. But the leak of the IG report, I mean, that's just a big leak. I mean, that is a pretty big leak. And so people are coming out and saying, I've seen it, this is what's in it. So I don't know what to trust about the leak. We're saying that, you know, Comey was insubordinate, and he kind of, you know, did what he did. He marched to the beat of his own drum, and he did what he did with Loretta and kind of big-footed her and made the announcement behind her back. And then he came out a week before the election and did the whole thing with the emails and Weiner. We kind of knew that already. It's about whether or not there's going to be a criminal referral. And if this is it, okay. We kind of knew that already. I think there's more that we're going to see from the IG report, and there's still going to be another IG report about the abuses under FISA with then candidate.
Can I jump in and say you're right? And I rarely say that to you, but I think where's the beef?
Wait, I must be wrong if you're agreeing with me.
Everything, Jesse.
Trump has been pumping out the release of this IG report from the Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz. He said, oh, this is going to be terrible because it's going to undermine not only Comey's credibility, but the Mueller probe. Here's the leak. I don't know that the leak is complete, comprehensive.
Yeah, we don't know.
But what we know so far would lead me to think, this ain't much, folks. This is, if anything, this report supports Hillary Clinton's complaint that, in fact, Mueller was out to get her. Comey was out to get her.
Well, the reason why Comey was out to get her was to make sure that when she won, there would be no questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that the whole point? He was trying to do her a favor because he wanted her to win because he was a partisan hack. This is not just bigger than Watergate. It's bigger than Water's World.
Oh, my gosh.
I think
is huge.
It is huge.
I respectfully disagree.
By the way, I love the idea of immunity, but it's used incorrectly. It's used in court. Immunity should be able to be used at your workplace, on Twitter, in relationships.
Yeah.
Like, why is it just in court? The people use immunity in court so that you could screw over some other person. It's like, I'm going to give Jesse immunity so you would narc on Dana.
Right.
We should be able to do that at work.
Okay.
Well, I would not have anything
helpful.
to narc on Dana for because she's squeaky clean.
Squeaky, you can hear her from over here. So Dana, obviously McCabe has issues because of the previous IG report saying that he lied to the FBI, so he wants immunity here. I don't believe that the Senate will do that for him.
Well, also, what happens with an Inspector General report is they come up with a report, and then if you are named in it, you get a chance to look at it. And so that's, I think, why we have the leaks, is because these people who I don't know who leaked it, but now several people have probably had a chance to look at it. Their lawyers have looked at it. And so what happens is in a government investigation, one of the things that they can do, if you've left government, there's not that much the IG can do, but they have access to all of the government's devices of text and email. So that could be quite deadly for somebody in this situation. They also, because this has become so partisan, McCabe might think, I'm going to ask for immunity because no matter what I say, these Republicans are going to come after me to protect President Trump and vice versa. Loretta Lynch might think the same thing, et cetera.
By the way, before we go, we should note that last week we were all heavy into Spygate. And now you have not only Trey Gowdy, but Speaker Ryan saying, nothing there.
And Senator Burr.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
it was fun while it lasted.
No, there's actually...
Not over yet.
No,
Not over yet.
There is
Wait till
actually
9
something
o'clock.
there. I mean, you could laugh about it, but there is something there.
Oh, yeah, what?
And they haven't seen any of those documents when they were saying that everything was proper. They didn't see the documents.
I see.
Look at Juan, you just took the wind right out of his sails, poor thing. All right. President Trump blasting the media for speculating about the First Lady and what he is saying ahead. Stay with us.
You can't touch this. Break it down.
Jane, this is Jim from OnStar. I've contacted help, and they're on their way.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm going to stay with you until help arrives.
Thank you. Dear, it just came out of nowhere.
Zzz. Zzz, zzz. I'm your phone. Stuck down here between your seat and your console, playing a little hide and seek. Cold. Zzz. Warmer. Zzz, zzz. Warmer. Up. Boiling. Jackpot. And if you've got cut rate car insurance, you could be picking up these charges yourself. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
First rule of special ops, be aware of your surroundings. Complete visual clarity, because survival, safety, and success depend on it. These special optics give you the power to see all your surroundings. They're HD vision, special ops. Most sunglasses just make things darker, and in a tactical situation, that can be deadly.
Inspired by the needs of our men and women in uniform, Special Ops lets you do things normal sunglasses just can't do. You see your surroundings in high definition, with color, contrast, and clarity so sharp you'll never want to be without them.
And HD Vision Special Ops reduce glare without darkening your view.
Same polycarbonate material used in military aircraft. A high-performance design ideal for active lifestyles. Special Ops offer UV protection, are scratch-resistant, and can survive the harshest conditions.
Because no matter where you are or what you do, seeing clearly can save your life.
Or give you a tactical advantage even in low-light conditions.
It's just the clarity of everything around you. It's like it brightens everything up. As far as looking across the field, you can see things very clearly, which is extremely nice and very important.
The lenses are so clear, it's like there's nothing there. Everything just pops.
Tactical glasses with similar technology can cost $200 or more. But with this exclusive TV offer, you can get HD Vision Special Ops for $19.99. When you order now, you'll also get our HD Vision Night Ops glasses absolutely free. Perfect for driving at night. HD Vision Night Ops enhance color, clarity, and cut the glare of oncoming headlights. You get the HD Vision Special Ops sunglasses and our Night Ops with professional grade optics for an unbeatable low price. Both pair for just $19.99.
Don't wait. Get your Special Ops today.
To order, call 1-800-804-1192. That's 1-800-804-1192. Or you can go online at hdspecialops.com. Don't delay. Call or click today.
You thought the beef and cheddar couldn't get any more delicious. And then Arby's added bacon to it. And you thought, oh, okay, but it can't get any better than that. And then Arby's made them 2 for $6. And then you thought, okay, but no, it can't get any better than that. And you were right. Arby's, we have the meats.
I want to get a bar put in over there. Do you know any good contractors? Yeah, I might. Nice! Give me a bunch of quotes, check the reviews, and verify the credentials and qualifications.
You can't expect your neighbors to do everything HomeAdvisor can. So just ask HomeAdvisor.
Sandals Grand Antigua was incredible.
The pool was as large as the ocean.
And the beach was perfect. But what I remember most was falling in love all over again. Sandals Grand Antigua. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
First Lady Melania Trump appearing with the president today amid wild media speculation. President Trump ripping the press for spreading rumors on Twitter. The fake news media has been so unfair and vicious to my wife and our great First Lady, Melania. During her recovery from surgery, they reported everything from near death to facelift to left the White House and me for New York or Virginia to abuse. All fake. She is doing really well. Greg, so we talked about this the other day. Now Melania's back.
Yes.
How humiliating was this for them?
I don't think they can see that they're humiliated. They're in a bubble of confirmation bias. They can spin it any way they want. I do have a new narrative for Brian Stelter. He should say on his show, how do we know that's the real Melania?
Ooh.
Maybe it's a body double or perhaps a hologram and she's actually in a cell in a castle underwater made of skulls. Because that's about it. But it's true. This is what cognitive dissonance does to people. They can't see how they react irrationally to every word in every story. Their myopia is malignant, and they should look foolish. They should step out of their bubble and see how silly and stupid they are, and maybe send some flowers.
They should be kind to her.
Exactly.
But I can't get you because it seems to me like Donald Trump spread more conspiracy theories than anybody. I mean, wasn't he worried about Hillary's health? Wasn't he saying Obama wasn't born in the country? Wasn't he saying?
Well, Hillary's health was a concern, Juan.
Oh, no, now, but it wasn't any concern.
But she was running to be president.
Yeah, she collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
On the ground, and the Scooby Band had to come.
And I think this morning, over on MSNBC.
This whataboutism is not.
They went crazy because of the mention of the facelift business, right? Because guess who did that first? Donald Trump.
Was that ever disproven?
What? You and Alex Jones.
All right, let's get this back on track.
No, but I'm just pointing. I got to point out the whataboutism. We all get Donald Trump. We remember what he said about Ted Cruz's dad. We get it, but you know what? This woman is like, you know. She's just coming off surgery, and these guys acted like vultures. That's the bottom line, right?
Well, I think that like news and entertainment have melded, and they're just everybody is fascinated by this White House and by this administration. She was missing for 26 days. It wasn't like it was 26 months or something like that. The bigger story of the missing person to me is the Crown Prince in Saudi Arabia. Love to know more about that. But the other thing is they were at FEMA to get a briefing on the hurricane, and you see like the entire cabinet is there. That's how seriously they're taking hurricane prep. That was the bigger headline out of that.
Yeah, I think the media is just totally out of line with this, and in particular, I know, Dana, you talked about this earlier on your program, talking about abuse, suggesting that the president had abused her, that she was in hiding. And that. So the fact that he stood up for her and that he addressed this, I like that. He should have come out and said that, and I think it was smart that he did. It's good to stick up for his wife and for the First Lady, who's done an incredible job for the country. My gosh, she's not allowed to recuperate from a surgery. I mean, what is wrong with everybody? They should be showing some respect and giving her some privacy like they would if it were Michelle Obama or, you know, any other First Lady that serves the country. She's back, she's doing well, and that's that. It just makes them look really foolish.
And these were not little Twitter people that had no names. These were legitimate
and
reporters.
some were conservative.
Yes. So now I'm glad we put that.
Are you going to do your thing? Look them up.
Look them up.
President Clinton tries to walk back his controversial Monica Lewinsky comments. Next.
Here
comes the rain. What's that girl? Flo needs help? Take me to her. Hurry, Flo! Why aren't we taking roads? Flo!
Oh, you made it. Do you have change for $1?
This was the emergency? Yes, I was busy.
24-hour roadside assistance from America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
You know, I think you're my best friend. You don't have to say I'm your best friend. That's okay.
The right style. The right swagger. The right price. Steinmart.
Get the brands you know at prices you'll love. Steinmart. Saving is a beautiful thing.
Running a business means I can't waste time, especially when I'm hiring. I used to pore over resumes, but now I post my jobs on Indeed. Their screener questions help me get to my shortlist, people with the qualifications I need, like 5 years experience. All saving me time that I get to put back into running my business. Hiring's better when you've got your shortlist. Learn how screener questions can save you time when you post your job on Indeed.
The best part about being a bath fitter installer is the reveal. Homeowners love how we're going to install a new tub right over their old one, but they're never quite prepared for what they get come the end of the day. We call it the wow moment.
You too can have a bathroom you'll love. Visit bathfitter.com today.
Remembering D-Day, tonight on The Story.
Hi friends, Pat Boone here for Safe Step Walk-In Tub. For years, I've been proud to stand behind everything this American-made tub stands for. Safety, independence, freedom from falls, and freedom from pain. With Safe Step, you truly are safe. You're stepping up just a few inches. You can get in and get out of the tub with comfort, ease, and peace of mind. You can stay in your own home and not have to rely on somebody else to bathe you. I want you to experience the pure bliss, comfort, and relief that I experience every time I get into my Safe Step walk-in tub. You deserve it, so please, call now.
Call 1-800-567-6644 and receive $1,500 off your Safe Step walk-in tub, plus a free heated seat and backrest. That's 1-800-567-6644. Call now.
Rub-a-dub-dub in my Safe Step tub. Safety never felt so good.
Hi, I'm Annette and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. I came across Plexiderm and I was so excited. We have a model, his name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful, that's all it takes. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
This is the only product I have ever used that actually really works. I look a good 20 years younger. I don't think I looked this young when I was 40.
Holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Looks even better.
You have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself, the videos that you see are real. Those are the results you can expect to see. Get Plexiderm for up to 50% off, plus get free shipping. Order yours at plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
A do-over for Bill Clinton after receiving backlash for appearing insensitive to Monica Lewinsky in a sit-down interview with NBC earlier this week. The former president took a second shot at clarifying his remarks.
When I saw the interview, I thought that because they had to, distill it. And it looked like I was saying I didn't apologize and I had no intention to, and I was mad at me. It wasn't my finest hour.
Not my finest hour. What do you say, Dana?
I think that is good and appropriate, and I also think it sounds like somebody in the communications team got a hold of him and said, this would be a good thing to say. And he said it, and so, okay, I don't know if it resolves
So nothing sincere?
No, I think that's one of the things that Bill Clinton has always had, right, is that even if he's saying a line that he's been given, that people think that he feels their pain. The sincerity quotient was actually quite high with him.
Okay. So, Kimberly, one of the things he said got some attention was that the interviewer, he said he got offended with the interview without realizing that the young man, whose name is Craig Melvin, is young enough to be his son. Was that blaming the interviewer, or was that legit?
No, that was his initial reaction was, oh, well, I was offended sort of by the nature of the question, him asking it. Look, it was a fair question. I think the young man conducted a good interview. Bill Clinton is showing contrition now. He's very good at being believable and saying, okay, this is how I think and this is how I feel. I'm sure he did get backlash about it. I'm sure that, yes, comms teams members were like, listen, you've got to clean this up because you've just like huge mess in aisle 7 right now and everybody's upset with you. So it was an unforced error, but he is good at sort of trying to make it better. Still, that was something that he should have thought about and he shouldn't have reacted that way. That was like his truest voice about it in terms of being offended, like he felt that he was the victim, that he left the White House in debt for $16 million. Those are not relatable, comments. He's lucky that Hillary is not running.
Also, is he 70? I mean, most reporters in America could be his offspring. From the age group standpoint, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, gosh. I think you're like, wow.
That's not, you know what I mean.
No. Yeah, we know what you mean.
I don't know how old Craig Melvin is, but I mean, if you're 70, then like most people could be your children.
I think he's like 39 or 40.
You know what I mean?
We get it.
We get it.
I watched the clip back and even I was mad at me.
All right. So, Jesse, the critical point was on the Craig Melvin thing that Clinton said, hey, I did apologize, but this guy doesn't remember. And then he went on, I think the part that got people really aggravated, especially his critics, was he said he left the White House $16 million in debt, as if that spoke to the issue, but that doesn't speak to the issue of what happened in the Oval Office with an intern.
I wish I was rich enough to be $16 million in debt. Like Kimberly said, it's just not relatable. And only a Democrat can get a do-over in the mainstream media.
Oh, is that right?
Isn't it amazing how he just gets to go in there? Hey, if you had to say this again, what would you say, Mr. President? I mean, come on, Colbert. That was pretty nice of you.
It'd be front page everywhere if it was,
I know. Right.
But if it was who? Teflon Don?
Teflon Don.
Oh, please.
Well, he would never apologize. That's the difference.
He would never be mad at himself.
Never.
So what do you think?
Well, here's the issue. No one's going to miss you if you never leave. And as long as Bill is around, no one's going to miss him. He's got to go away. And you think about the presidents like Jimmy Carter, who went away and built homes, or GW, who paints. I'm all about helping people, and I think we need to find Bill Clinton a job that doesn't place him in the spotlight. And I was thinking he could probably open up, because he likes to be around people. He should open like a seafood restaurant or something in New Orleans. He could have the blue dress special.
Oh God!
And maybe you could have a cigar bar. Yeah. But you could just be there.
That's what got him in trouble in the first.
And he could hit on waitresses. But he could be out because the problem is there's no tasteful exit for the Clintons. They just linger like a bad odor, and it's born from ambivalent selfishness. He is not thinking that every time he does these shows, he's just making it worse. Retire. It's, being on TV, being famous, it's not all it cracks up to be, trust me.
Yeah.
Take a break. Open a restaurant. Have some fun.
And
I mean, not that kind of fun, but have some fun.
He has lost a step a little bit since his days in office. He's had a few of these moments. Didn't he yell at Chris Wallace and point at his face and get all red? And then he was asked about something on the trail at a diner, and he kind of snapped on an NBC reporter. He has these moments where he creates headaches for the Clinton team. And he always has to clean it up.
He's
frustrated. But that's what's also lovable about Bill. He's so passionate, he can't control himself. He makes a mistake, and then he comes back.
Sounds relatable all of a sudden.
Yes, so relatable. You know, when he speaks, I feel like he's just speaking to me. I'm the only one in the room.
Pick up the tips. Pick up the tips. Yeah.
You know, but if obviously they were in a different era from Monica, Dana, with the hashtag #MeToo and all the revelations. So I think it's interesting. I'm not sure that we can honestly understand his perspective, because this guy is plus 70, lives in a different era.
But I think the reason we have Me Too, in some ways, is that it was building for 20 years.
Right.
And 20 years ago is when that whole thing went down.
I think it's even longer than
build
that.
it.
And Harvey'd been doing it for 20 years, and Bill Cosby'd been doing it for 20 years, so you get the excuse can't fly.
Yeah, all right. Controversy. One More Thing is up next to make you laugh.
Mom and Dad got a new car. It's not theirs, it's mine. Mine. And it always will be forever and ever.
The new RX 350L with 3 rows for 7 passengers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
At Joseph A. Bank, buy one, get one free on almost everything in store. Plus, get all Traveler suits $249. And all Traveler sport coats and blazers $179. And find exactly what you're looking for. The buy one, get one free sale, only at Joseph A. Bank.
Never before has it been more important to protect your assets, IRAs, and 401ks from the financial crisis that we're facing. Hi, I'm William Devane, and like you, I've worked hard for my money, and I'm not about to lose it now. With all the financial craziness in the world, I protect my retirement by buying gold every chance I get. I buy my gold from Rosalind Capital because I trust them. No sales gimmicks there. Rosalind will beat any price of any coin at any time. Just call them. And Rosalind will send you free information on how you can protect your assets and your retirement. So protect your future from the problems of the world. Invest in stability with Rosalind Capital.
Call now for your free gold, silver, and IRA transfer kits. And for a limited time, Rosalind is offering a $1,000 discount free to qualifying new customers. Call 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900.
I was up and down with my weight my entire life. I was making poor decisions on my own.
Maybe I just can't lose weight.
When diets don't work, it's easy to quit. From a top diet 8 years straight comes Rapid Results by Jenny Craig, the all-new way to lose up to 16 pounds in just 4 weeks.
If you see immediate results, you stick with it.
Calling it Rapid Results now. You'll see change fast thanks to your dedicated weight loss expert.
The moment I asked for help, it was easier.
With Rapid Results, the secret is what you eat and when, with delicious chef-crafted food. Call now and get $100 in free food and free shipping.
The food is so good. You eat 6 times a day, and you still lose weight.
When you see the numbers go lower on the scale, you have more motivation to stick with it.
I just stuck with it, and I was able to reach the goal.
Start Rapid Results to lose 16 pounds for $16 plus the cost of food and get $100 in free food. Hurry, call now.
With TripAdvisor, finding your perfect hotel at the lowest price is as easy as dates, deals, done. Simply enter your destination and dates and see all the hotels for your stay. TripAdvisor searches over 200 booking sites to show you the lowest prices so you can get the best deal on the right hotel for you. Dates, deals, done. TripAdvisor. Visit tripadvisor.com.
Can I get you anything?
No, fine.
This year for Father's Day, give Dad the gift he really wants. To keep his pride and joy looking like new, give him a gift from WeatherTech. Go to WeatherTech.com for the ultimate vehicle protection. Happy Father's Day from WeatherTech.
One more thing, Juan.
Well, 50 years ago today, Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated in Los Angeles. The brother of the former president who was assassinated, John F. Kennedy, president when he was killed. Today, members of his family, former President Clinton and others, went to Arlington National Cemetery to celebrate his life. Here's his son, Congressman Joe Kennedy III, remembering his grandfather and the love he had for his surviving wife, Ethel.
His love, ever enduring, of his extraordinary wife and partner, who 50 years after his passing still wears her wedding ring.
It's pretty emotional. There's no doubt RFK, a great American patriot, changed this country for the better.
All right. Dana.
I've got a heartwarming story you're going to love. All right? All right.
I'll be the judge.
This is from San Diego, and it is Hoover High School, where food service worker Deborah Davis, affectionately called Aunt Debbie by the students, was surprised with a new, reliable way to get to work. She has been working there at the school for years. She also volunteers at the food, for homeless people and at a food shelter, volunteers in a nursing home, and she had a terrible car to get to work, so the Recycled Rides and Kids for Peace bought the car, and then the students at the school fixed it up in the shop, and this is what she said.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. I was looking for my reward in heaven, and y'all gave me a little bit here on earth.
So it was a fun way to end the school year there at Hoover High School, and a lovely thing to do.
Just raises the question, where do you get the giant bows for cars?
Great question.
Thank you. Can somebody email me that?
Brain room?
I would like to give the giant bow as a gift, but have it on the top of a car. Like, look at this giant bow I got you. Wouldn't that be great?
But not the car.
But no, yeah, a brand new car come in and just say, look, I delivered this bow.
Well, sometimes
anyway.
they have those at the dealership when you get a car for Christmas or...
I know. Jesse, I'm sorry.
Take me out to the ball game. That's what Juan would have done to set it up. But I'm going to just, right there at the Padres-Braves game, they pop it up. And oh, where did it land? In the ladies' beer. Oh. Gabby DeMarco catches a foul ball right in her cup. And look what she does with it after she catches it.
She drinks it?
She takes the ball there and down the hatch. She chugs it. Of course she got to chug the beer.
Every man's dream.
I don't go back.
That's why you don't go to baseball.
I'm afraid I'm going to get hit in the head.
Well, they've extended the nets.
Nice form.
That was better than the softball play from yesterday.
No, that was pretty good. But that's fun. I love that.
Kimberly?
Mine is in the cute and adorable category, although that was pretty impressive, that catch. Okay, so you like golden retrievers, Dana?
Yep,
you might, right? Okay, so golden retrievers, yes, they're dogs, help this cute little toddler escape from room at night. Now, she's 15 months old. Her name is Chloe, and she's been escaping from her bedroom in the middle of the night, right? And so her parents are like, what is going on? How is she getting out? So these little two pet golden retrievers would actually open the door, help her get out, because then she feeds them treats. So they were like, here we go, let's break her out, and she'll feed us.
Those dogs
so
are
they
smart.
set up I mean, how smart are these dogs? Like, we've got away. So in the middle, Quinette found it for me. She's very good. Isn't this adorable, though?
Oh, my God.
And then she feeds them. They're happy, like, see you tomorrow night.
All right, I have my new Fox News podcast is up. It's with Robert Cialdini. He's the author of Influence and Persuasion. He's considered by many people to be the Godzilla of persuasion. You read any of his books, it changes the way you think about stuff. But first, time for this, Greg's disgusting news. Avert your eyes to this horrible, horrible video. It looks to me like a cute hedgehog napping on a stuffed animal, and I think it's disgusting.
It's getting a little scuttled.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Look at that.
Cute.
That's pretty cute.
I think
Looks a little like Kilmeade.
I think he has a Greg haircut.
Yeah, see that? No, it's more like Kilmeade. You can
Look
like
at
the
this,
hair
see?
plugs.
Right?
All right.
Oh, my God. You're
Kilmeade's hair plugs.
No, you're getting so mean.
Yes. Wait, you know what?
Kilmeade and Ducey hate you now.
You know what? Feelings mutual. All right. Get ready for your news cannon. Her name is Shannon. Shannon Bream.
Listen, your distaste for cute, fluffy things is disturbing. You might want to get some counseling. Greg, thank you.
All right, President Trump keeps up with at least one of the Kardashians. The former FBI deputy director wants immunity. And just how far did the Obama administration go to get the Iran nuclear deal done? This is Special Report. Good evening and welcome to Washington. I'm Shannon Bream in for Bret Baier. First Lady Melania Trump was with her husband, the president, this afternoon for a briefing about the hurricane season. Earlier in the day, the president unleashed a rhetorical hurricane, ripping into the media for its coverage of his wife. This afternoon, the president was in a forgiving mood. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts has that for us tonight. Good evening, John.
Shannon, good evening to you. A White House official tells Fox News that the recent spate of presidential pardons and commutations is just the beginning, that President Trump is actively considering another half dozen, with dozens more being reviewed by White House staff.
We had a season last year like no other in terms of the power, the level, the hurricanes, the fires along the West Coast.
President Trump at FEMA headquarters today for his annual briefing on the upcoming hurricane season. But it was his powers of presidential pardon that took center stage today. The White House announcing President Trump is commuting the sentence of Alice Marie Johnson. Last week, Kim Kardashian called on the president to ask him to pardon Johnson, a great-grandmother who has been jailed since 1996 on a nonviolent drug charge. While the commutation fell short of a full pardon, the White House praised Johnson's rehabilitation in a statement saying Ms. Johnson has accepted responsibility for her past behavior and has been a model prisoner over the past 2 decades.
I'd like to sort of maybe say and pay some respects to some of the people here today. I have a list. Of course, we have to start with our great First Lady, Melania. Thank you, Melania.
At the president's side today, during the FEMA briefing, First Lady Melania Trump. The first time she has been seen on camera since a medical procedure May 14th.
She went through a little rough patch, but she's doing great, and we're very proud of her. She's done a fantastic job as First Lady. The people love you. People of our country love you. So thank you, honey.
The First Lady was out of public view for 22 days, prompting speculation in many media outlets that something was amiss. Ahead of today's appearance, President Trump hammering the speculation, tweeting, "The fake news media has been so unfair and vicious to my wife and our great First Lady, Melania. During her recovery from surgery, they reported everything from near death to facelift to left the White House and me for New York or Virginia to abuse. All fake. She is doing really well."
Secretary Nielsen, I don't know, what do I say about you? You are doing great.
President Trump today also spreading a little love around for cabinet members on the front lines of disaster response and throwing a big bone to his embattled EPA administrator, Scott Pruitt.
Administrator Scott Pruitt, thank you, Scott, very much. EPA is doing really, really well. And, you know, somebody has to say that about you a little bit. You know that, Scott.
Pruitt, long under scrutiny for lavish spending and security demands, was most recently under fire for asking an aide to contact Chick-fil-A about a possible franchise for his wife and for asking an aide to look into whether he could buy a used mattress from the Trump International Hotel.
People are really impressed with the job that's being done at the EPA. Thank you very much, Scott.
Today, 2 top aides to Pruitt at the EPA announced that they were resigning. Millon Hupp, who is the aide that Pruitt asked to try to procure the used mattress from the Trump Hotel, announced that she is going to be leaving on Friday. According to published reports, Hupp got tired of Pruitt throwing her under the bus and seeing her name in print. The other official to be leaving is reportedly Sarah Greenwald, top attorney there and one of Pruitt's closest advisors. Both Greenwald and Hupp were at the center of the recent controversy over pay increases at the EPA that ran afoul of White House guidelines. Shannon?
John Roberts live for us at the White House. Thank you, John. Normally, it's the FBI on the side of prosecutors offering deals to potential criminal witnesses. Tonight, the former #2 man at the FBI is seeking immunity for himself. Andrew McCabe wants the protection in exchange for telling Congress what he knows about Hillary Clinton's emails. Also tonight, a new report taking issue with the former head man at the Bureau and how he did his job. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge has details on these astounding developments. Good evening, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Shannon. The Inspector General's report puts Director Comey's leadership style under the microscope, with the Inspector General exploring whether Comey went beyond his authorities in July 2016 when he publicly discussed the Clinton email investigation and recommended against criminal charges, a responsibility that fell to his boss at the time, Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Comey has since explained that Lynch's Arizona tarmac meeting with Bill Clinton just days before Hillary Clinton's FBI interview for mishandling classified information was a game changer, in addition to other intelligence that implied Lynch would not let the email investigation go too far. That intelligence is not public and its reliability unclear. On Fox, the former director seemed to choose his words carefully about Lynch.
Well, actually, I think we're both telling the truth. I never went to her and said, Loretta, I think you should recuse yourself. My problem was she had already announced it publicly that she wouldn't and that she would accept my recommendation. And so at that point, what do I do? And I decided at that point I got to step away from her.
In a separate development, Fox News confirms that former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, who worked directly under Comey, wants a special status if he testifies on Capitol Hill. It's called use immunity, and it means McCabe's testimony cannot be used against him in a criminal prosecution. The Inspector General found that McCabe lied under oath and made a criminal referral to the U.S. Attorney here in Washington, D.C. for lying to federal investigators. This morning, a senior Senate Republican on the Judiciary Committee recommended against a deal to secure McCabe's testimony.
We really need to get to the bottom of what happened at the FBI during the Comey years, where apparently there was misconduct going on, which I think has really impugned the reputation of the finest law enforcement agency in the world. And we need to clear the air. And so I think giving Mr. McCabe cover through immunity would be a mistake.
McCabe's lawyers said, quote, McCabe is willing to testify, but because of the criminal referral, he must be afforded suitable legal protection, adding that if he were unable to get such a deal, McCabe, quote, will have no choice but to invoke his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. Testimony is scheduled for Monday before the Senate Judiciary Committee that has the lead on the Inspector General's report, but that date could slip yet again, Shannon.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Catherine, thank you very much. Rudy Giuliani says the special prosecutor's team is trying to frame the president. Giuliani made the comment about Robert Mueller during an interview in Israel.
A group of 13 highly partisan Democrats that make up the Mueller team, excluding him, are trying very, very hard to frame him, to get him in trouble when he hasn't done anything wrong.
Giuliani also says the Mueller team cannot come to grips with the fact that collusion did not happen. Members of the U.S. House can go ahead with their summer vacation plans. The House Majority Leader says the August recess is still on, even as senators plan to work through most of it. Exactly what those senators will be working on, well, that's still undecided. Here's Chief Congressional Correspondent Mike Emanuel.
The Majority Leader.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell may have bought himself more time to check some items off his list of priorities.
We need to confirm more of the President's team and judicial nominees. We need to take up regular appropriation bills. We need to tackle legislative priorities like the water infrastructure bill, the farm bill, the defense bill, and many others. So the Senate will remain in session in August.
But at least one GOP senator has a priority of his own, keeping President Trump's trade policies in check.
So because they're utilizing it in this unprecedented way, what we've asked is, hey, you can continue to do all the things you're doing and negotiate, but once you complete the work, you have to submit it to us for approval, because tariffs and revenues are the responsibilities of Congress, not the executive branch.
And the Democratic leader tipped his hand on how he wants to spend August now that the Senate is in session, playing to his base.
Why don't we get something done on the issue that numerous polls say is the #1 priority of Americans, health care? We Democrats, our entire caucus, believes this previously unscheduled session time can be put to good use.
President Trump applauded McConnell's call to keep the Senate working, saying on Twitter, great, maybe the Democrats will finally get something done other than their acceptance of high crime and high taxes. His praise may have fallen on deaf ears with House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who said he has no plans to keep the House open, telling reporters, I understand why the Senate needs to finish their work. We've been doing our work. And the man whose job McCarthy is eyeing wants to thread the needle on an issue that threatens to derail the GOP.
I feel good about the kind of conversations we're having. Our members are earnest and sincere in trying to understand each other's perspectives. We have a big swath of views within our conference on this issue, and I really do believe that there's a sweet spot here.
To be clear, McCarthy is not attacking McConnell. He's merely noting the House has passed hundreds more bills, and he too blames Senate Democrats for obstruction. But with some of the items on the to-do list controversial, it might just turn out to be a long, hot summer in Congress. Shannon?
All right, Mike Emanuel on Capitol Hill. Thank you, Mike. The interim head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is disbanding 3 boards, whose members include consumer advocacy groups. It's part of a broader overhaul of the agency by White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney, who says the organization is too powerful and has overstepped its mandate to stamp out lending abuses. The Dow surged 346 points today to close back above the 25,000 mark. The S&P 500 was up 24. NASDAQ finished ahead 51. President Trump is touting his own influence and high Republican turnout in primary elections held yesterday in 8 states. Much of the focus, of course, was on California, where the state's unusual jungle format could have locked out one party completely out of the November races. Correspondent Peter Ducey is in Del Mar tonight with an update.
California's gubernatorial primary didn't have a blue wave, instead a Republican riptide.
Make California the golden state once again.
With that familiar sounding slogan, after a strong finish that put him on the ballot, Republican John Cox is channeling President Trump, while Democrat Gavin Newsom is tweeting to him, urging the commander-in-chief to go further than just congratulating the candidate he helped with an endorsement with this, quote, "Please come campaign for him as much as possible."
Voters will have a real choice this November between a governor who's going to stand up to Donald Trump and a foot soldier in his war on California.
But Cox is correcting Newsom.
And it wasn't Donald Trump that passed the sanctuary state. Gavin, you did that.
For weeks, California's airwaves were blanketed with campaign commercials, but turnout was still a soft 21.9%, 3% lower than the 2014 gubernatorial primary. Some voters ran into trouble because a printing problem in LA County left 118,000 residents off the rolls at 1,500 precincts.
In some of those, it was as many as a few hundred.
It wasn't just a long night for the LA registrar. It took hours to learn that Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein, who failed to win the state party's endorsement, would be challenged by the more progressive state senator Kevin De Leon. It also took a while until results in Orange County's expensive primaries began to trickle in, and when they did, Democrats were relieved to have seen candidates claw their way onto ballots everywhere, including districts they risked coming in third place, too low for the November ballot. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee says its data-driven investments to California will continue to pay dividends in November and beyond. Talk like that doesn't impress one incumbent who won with a healthy margin last night, Republican Congressman Dana Rohrabacher.
How many times do we have to hear, oh, there's a blue wave and it's going to knock us all down? Well, the blue wave didn't hit.
Republicans are defending 10 House seats here and found out late last night they've got something new to offer voters who are also hearing from a very energized Democratic base, and that is the opportunity to vote for the first Republican governor, to elect the first Republican governor in this state since Schwarzenegger. Shannon?
Well, everybody agrees he's got an uphill battle, but we've seen other things happen. Peter Ducey, thank you very much for your reporting out there in California. Northern California voters have recalled a judge from office after he sentenced a former Stanford University swimmer convicted of sexual assault to a short jail sentence instead of to prison. Santa Clara County Judge Aaron Persky is the first California judge to be recalled since 1932. Republicans in Montana have selected a candidate to go up against one of the incumbent Senate Democrats considered most beatable this fall. But it's not going to be easy. Correspondent Dan Springer reports again tonight from Helena, Montana.
This is going to be one of the most competitive races in the nation. John Tester is vulnerable, and President Trump has made winning Montana a priority.
Right after his narrow victory in the Republican primary, Montana State Auditor Matt Rosendale turned his attention to two-term incumbent Senator Jon Tester. The populist Democrat and former rancher is trying to keep his seat in a state that handed President Trump a lopsided victory over Hillary Clinton 2 years ago. Hoping to maintain his majority and eyeing Montana as a possible pickup, the National Republican Senate Committee issued a statement saying Rosendale will be Montana's next senator because voters deserve strong leaders who put Montanans first every day instead of just paying lip service in election years. Tester's camp was just as quick with its opening salvo, highlighting his deep family roots in Big Sky country compared to Rosendale's 16 years. Matt Rosendale is an East Coast developer who looks out for himself. Maryland Matt uses Montana to boost the outside interests that are funding his Senate campaign. It's an attack line used by Rosendale's primary opponents, but it may not be his biggest weakness. Montana has a history of putting colorful personality over party. Rosendale's low-key style showed at a victory speech with only a few dozen supporters.
Rosendale has to find a way to connect with voters in Montana. In the 2016 election, when he ran statewide for state auditor, Trump won the state by 20 points. Rosendale won it by 7 points.
The great equalizer and wild card could be President Trump. He has targeted Tester in this election and would likely boost Rosendale's chances with a campaign visit or two. Without a single poll conducted yet, Real Clear Politics has this race leaning Democrat, but there's a long 5 months to go. Shannon?
Dan Springer in Montana, thank you. Up next, did the Obama administration purposely mislead Congress and you to get the Iran nuclear deal done? First, here's what some of our Fox affiliates around the country are covering tonight. Fox 35 in Richmond as police arrest a soldier who they say stole an armored personnel carrier from a National Guard base. It was chased for more than 60 miles by police. Officers couldn't stop this vehicle. It actually drives on tracks like a tank. So they ended up escorting it, sirens blazing ahead and behind, before the suspect finally stopped near Richmond's City Hall. Fox 2 in San Francisco, where voters approved a ban on selling flavored tobacco products. City supervisors unanimously approved the ban last year, but it was put on hold after tobacco company R.J. Reynolds collected enough signatures to put it on the ballot. And this is a live look at Detroit from Fox 2. The big story there tonight, Michigan voters will decide whether to legalize the recreational use of marijuana. A citizen-initiated measure was not approved by the Republican-controlled legislature before the 40-day deadline passed yesterday, and that means the ballot initiative will get a public vote in November. That is tonight's live look outside the Beltway from Special Report. We'll be right back.
It's just a burst pipe. I can fix it.
No. With Claim Rate Guard, your rates won't go up just because of a claim.
I totally could have.
No. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Let's do an ad of a man eating free waffles at Comfort Inn. They taste like victory because he always gets the lowest price on our rooms guaranteed when he books direct at choicehotels.com.
Or just say bada book, bada boom.
Book now at choicehotels.com.
I've always been about what's next. I'm still giving it my best, even though I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I'm up for that. Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, plus has significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both. So what's next? Seeing these guys.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis, the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor if Eliquis is what's next for you.
Running a business means I can't waste time, especially when I'm hiring. I used to pore over resumes, but now I post my jobs on Indeed. Their screener questions help me get to my shortlist, people with the qualifications I need, like 5 years experience. All saving me time that I get to put back into running my business. Hiring's better when you've got your shortlist. Learn how screener questions can save you time when you post your job on Indeed.
Getting heartburn doesn't mean I take a break. It means I take Rolaids.
Rolaids goes to work instantly for fast, powerful relief of your worst heartburn. ROLAIDS spells relief. And for great tasting relief, try Rolaids Soft Chews.
The delicate skin on your neck can show age. Or not.
Gold Bond Neck and Chest Cream helps improve texture and increase elasticity. 97% had visibly firmer skin. Gold Bond